Okay, now you're going to write you're going to write quadratic equations by looking at parabolas. It's pretty exciting. Not. Okay. It's similar to the absolute value, but it is a little bit longer process because solving for the a is a pain in the butt. You got your a, h, and k, and you need to find replacements for these three things. Write y equals below it because the y stays, so does the x. Now we will have to replace y and x for something but not in the final answer. Now hk is pretty easy to find, okay? So here's how I want hk. It's that point right there. Label that xy to start with. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4 on x and then down 3 for y. Then just cross those out and label it hk instead. Okay? So negative 4, negative 3. So you're going to put negative 4 where your h is out and then negative 3 where your k is. Now finding the a is a different animal than absolute value because it's not a straight line, it's a curve, so you can't do it like you can a slope. Here's what you need to do to find your a. You need to rewrite that base equation. So this is finding a. Y equals a, quantity x minus h to the second plus k. All these letters but a have to get replaced if we're going to solve for a. Okay. Now, we know what h and k are going to be. They're going to be these right here. But how about the original y and x? Well, you pick another point. Okay, that point works. That's negative 2, 1. And that'll be xy. So we have xy and then hk. Don't use that for xy. Okay, so y is 1. And then the a is what we're solving for. Then in the parentheses, we have x, which is going to be negative 2. Subtract h, which is negative 4. Go plus plus. Don't forget it's to the second power. And then plus k. Well, we know k is negative 3. Well, that looks weird, but we can solve for a out of it. Okay, first thing, you're going to write a times, because that's what that means. Then negative 2 plus 4 is 2. Then we take 2 to the second power, which is 4. So a times 4 plus negative 3. Now rewrite that as 4a, so 1 equals 4a plus negative 3. Then you can simply add your 3 and then divide by 4, and 1 equals a. Okay, now you're good. So you have 1 times the quantity x. Now since there's a minus and then a negative 4 after it, it goes to plus 4 to the second. Plus negative 3, you can just write minus 3, and that's your quadratic equation. You can check your answer if you go like this. You got 1 times parentheses right there. Then x will be negative 2 plus 4. Just pick that point right there. Close it and raise that to the second power, and then minus 3. When I hit equals, we should get 1, which we do. Okay, so I know that's exactly right. Okay, example 2. You need to write that out yourself. Y equals a times the quantity x minus h to the second to the second. That's to the second plus k. Okay, so we need to replace the a. Rip this off so I didn't write. We need to replace the a, the h, and the k. Alright, so let's talk about h and k. That's this point here. So label it xy to start with. We'll cross it out and put hk below it. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. So positive 3 is the h. So x no more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So no more k. So 3 is the h and 5 is the k. Okay, now finding a is, again, a little bit more difficult because you can't just make a slope line. Okay, so you need another point. Write the same thing, y equals a times x minus h to the second plus k. And we need to replace every single letter except the A. So I know what H and K, I have H and K, 3 and 5. Now I need another point to use, a different point to use for the X and the Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 2. 7, 2. Okay, so Y is going to be replaced with 2. A doesn't get replaced. X minus H, so it's going to be 7 minus 3. Remember, these are no longer X and Y. Those are your H and K. Put X, Y so you know how to label the coordinate, but then quick put H and K. To the second, and then the K is going to be 5. So 2 equals A times, well, simplify the parentheses in the second power. So you have 4, 4 to the second is 16, plus 5. Okay, that's rewritten as 16A plus 5. So you need to get the A by itself. So you're going to subtract 5. And then divide by 16. Now, if you divide and get a decimal like that, I want you to go second, PRB equals, and then so it just converts it back to a fraction. Okay, so A is negative 3/16 times the quantity X minus 3. There's no negative with 3, so it's just minus 3 raised to the second plus 5. Again, if I wanted to check my answer, I'd substitute 7 for X, or you could substitute 3, but I'd go with 7. Negative 3/16 times quantity 7 minus 3 to the second plus 5. Okay, I got 2. I know I did that exactly right then. Okay, next problem. Y equals A, quantity X minus H to the second plus K. Okay, so the Y, or no, the A, the H, and the K need to be, sorry, I shouldn't have circled Y. The A, the H, and the K need to be replaced, and then I have my answer. So the HK is this middle one. It starts as an XY, 1, 2, 3, negative 3, but then I quickly cross out XY, and that's your HK. So 3 is H, negative 3 is K. Now A, again, that's still the hard part. You're going to want to rewrite your base equation. And I'm solving for A, so I need to replace Y, I need to replace X, I need to replace H, and I need to replace K. Well, I have HK already. Now I need to find a different coordinate to be my X and Y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 1. So that's X, that's Y. Okay, so negative 1 is going to be replacing the Y, and then A times, and then X will be 3. Or no, X will be 6. I'm sorry, it's easy to get those mixed up if you don't cross that out, okay? So 6, X minus H, 6 minus 3, okay? 6 minus 3 to the second plus K. Well, what's K? It's negative 3. Okay, negative 1 equals 8 times. So 6 minus 3 is 3, and 3 raised to the second. It's not 6, it's 9, okay? Plus negative 3. So rewrite that as 9A, so it looks better. And then I know what to do from there. I add 3. So 2 is equal to 9A. And then I divide by 9, not by 2. Okay? So 2/9 is equal to A. Because if you divide 2 by 9, yeah, I don't want that. So second PRB equals is back to 2/9. Okay, now you can write your equation. Y equals 2/9 times X minus followed by negative 3 goes to plus 3 to the second minus 3. Again, if you want to see if that's right, you can substitute 6 in for X, so 2/9 times, I'll substitute 6 for X, add 3, raise it to the second power, and then subtract 3. Hopefully I get negative 1. Whoops. So I know something's wrong there. Okay. could be me just punching in something wrong. That could very well be 2/9 times, yeah, 6 plus 3 raised to the second oh, sorry, my bad. H is 3, okay, so that's just 3. I shouldn't have put that as -3, so it's x minus 3, okay. I screwed that up. H was positive 3, so x minus 3. I did positive 3 here, it's right, okay. I just mislabeled that up here. Okay, so 2/9 times 6 minus 3. Now is when I normally start a new video, but I'm not going to. I should get -1 now. Yep, I did. Okay, so I mislabeled that. Okay, last one. Y equals A times parentheses x minus h to the second plus k. So we need to come up with replacements for A, H, and K. It's not hard to come up with the replacement for H and K. This is your X, Y. It's going to start off that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1. But then scribble that out, and now it's H, K. Okay. So X is 4. This time let's see if this idiot on camera can get it right. It's regular 4, and then K would be -1. Okay, we have to find the A now. So rewrite your base equation. A times quantity x minus h to the second plus k. So we have to replace the y, the x, the h, and the k. Well, I already have h and k. We also have to get another coordinate for x and y. This coordinate will not be in the answer. It's just something I use to figure out what a is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's remeasure it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And down 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now substitute. So that one's going to be your x, y. So y is going to be -4. And a is what I'm trying to figure out, okay? And then a, that does not get replaced. Then x minus h, so it's going to be it's going to be 7 minus 4 to the second power plus k, and we know k is -1. Okay, so 7 minus 4 is 3. A times 3 raised to the second is going to be 9. And then plus -1. Now rewrite that as 9a. Okay, now solve for a. So add 1, -3, 9a, divide by 9, please. Then I take -3 divided by 9. Okay, I don't want that, so I go second PRB. So -3 divided by 9, I go second PRB equals, and that's going to be -1/3. And there's your A. Okay, and then x minus 4 to the second minus 1. Okay. So I'll test my answer. I'll put 7 in for x into the entire equation. When I click equals, I'm hoping I get -4, which I do. Now, let me show you a little piece of advice, okay? I'm going to make something up. For those of you that struggle with mental math, okay? This part here, the parentheses in the second power, you can evaluate done on a calculator. So I'm going to make something up. Let's say I have -5 equals a times 4 minus 6, okay? To the second power plus 7, okay? So you got -5 equals a times. If you're not good at doing that in your head, you can go parentheses 4 minus 6, but then raise it to the second, okay? So that would be 4. A times 4 and then plus 7, okay? So it'd be 4a plus 7, then I continue to solve it. I'll make up another one real quick, okay? You don't have to write this down, just observe what I'm doing. A times, let's say I have -3 minus, and then negative. It'd be, again, if it's minus negative, it would go to plus, and I'll make up something like 8 to the second plus 4. So again, if you struggle with this part in your head, you can go parentheses -3 plus 8, close a parentheses, and then raise it to the second power by hitting the x to the second power key. So that would be a times 25 plus 4, and then -3 equals 25a plus 4. Okay, so that's a way to do that. If you struggle with mental math, okay, you can plug the parentheses in on your calculator, raise it to the second, and that's what it'll come out to. Okay, let me know if you need some help.